In this 5-minute clip from the August 5th Money Masters program, Tom walks you through one aspect of how he analyzes the gold market as well as gold equities in his newsletter, The Gold Report, and why it's important to see where the players in the market are positioning themselves when buying or selling millions of shares within their funds.
Welcome back, folks. This is Steve Rhodes, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you being with us each and every morning. We have the Dow up 47 right now. Nasdaq's up 3. S&Ps are up 2.5. Gold's up $1.50. Silver's off 40 cents. And what we're talking about, and what you're going to see here, folks, is this: is that I've just pulled up the GLD, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to do a couple different things for you. First, I'm going to pull up the amount of who owns the largest shares in the GLD.
And folks, you got to turn into Tiger TV right now so you can see this. I mean, this is such great information.
Right. These will actually here. Well, first off, let me do this. First, I'm just going to actually put up by accounts held. And the reason I'm going to put account held first is this. Account held tells you the highest percentage level versus the lowest level.
Right.
And what you have here, folks, is this. You're looking at John Paulson. He owns 31,500,000 shares of the GLD.
As of March 31st.
As of March 31st. Now, the reason that's important, of course, is that he's been in that. He's made big, big money in that. But his fund hasn't. The largest fund that he actually holds us in is actually down.
Yeah.
And the reason being is that this part is up, but many of the equities are down. So what your risk is inside the GLD is that he starts selling off. So let me show you now. I'm going to show you, but now that would be, right now that's still bullish, but I want to show you, first I'm going to show you who has been buying, okay? Well, first I'll show you who's selling, because this is a big number. Now, you can see the very top, and the last filing was March 31st. He had Soros basically sell everything. He's got 49,000 left. He sold 4.6 million
shares.
That's right. Goldman Sachs sold two-thirds of their position. They sold 2 million shares. Eaton Park sold 2 million. They got it there about even.
Yeah.
Morgan Stanley sold just a small amount. So now let's go, and this is where this gets really interesting. Now I'm going to bring you as to who is buying. Okay, now watch this. Good old J.P. Morgan Chase. Now this is where this really gets interesting, because the conspiracy deal goes that J.P. Morgan Chase, number one, has the biggest short position inside the silver market, not necessarily the gold market.
Yeah.
But you can see J.P. Morgan Chase, big numbers. They were buying. Okay?
Big time.
Now, Lockheed Martin, I figure they're going to get absolutely smoked. Lockheed Martin looks to me, that's a June 30th filing, folks. That is saying that, you know, they just bought, and they bought for their pension fund, and they bought all at once.
Near the highs.
Near the highs. No doubt. Okay? Now, the next one gets really interesting, because the next one, this is Jeff Vinnick. Now, Vinnick is smart beyond belief. Okay? Now, that filing is March 31. And, you know, we'll see where that shakes out. But that's
where did he show up on the holdings? He wasn't even in the top 10.
No, he's not,
right?
because it has beside it, so you can see beside it, that's only 0.31.
Okay, got it.
It's 0.3%.
Yeah.
You know, can you glean information out of this? Yes, you can, folks, because what happens is this, I'll show you something else. I'm gonna go over to, I'll put Gold Corp up. What happens, what I glean out of this is always where Fidelity's going, and the reason being, Fidelity fund-wise, you know, when they move in and move out of equities, it's huge.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can see in Gold Corp, they own 6.3% of it. Okay, so that's not a bad deal. If we go, let's see who was selling first, and if we're selling, you can see what happens. Goldman Sachs selling Gold Corp. Van Eck, BlackRock, there's a lot of sellers there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sellers. If we go into who's buying it, let's see what and this is where the bull and bear comes in. Ameritrade. Now that Ameritrade one, folks, that's going to be a fund. That's what's going on there. Wellington is a big one. The reason Wellington's a big one is that Wellington is set up. If Fidelity buys, Wellington buys, and State Street buys. What happens, folks, these guys don't call each other up. What they do is this. You can tag them on these Bloombergs. So what they do is that you tag the other fund, and as soon as the filings get that's what they do. I get them tagged on it. So what happens is that as it happens, the tag comes right in.
Yeah.
You know. Bottom line is that
you gotta love technology.
Yeah,
right?
Well,
because you use it to your advantage.
It's on Rubicon it was huge.
Yeah.
On Rubicon in 3 minutes it was 15%.
Yeah.
And what that was about, if you got that trade, what the Rubicon deal was, they halted in Canada, didn't halt in the United States.
Yeah.
AEM had come in, they'd done the deal. You know, it's a beautiful thing.
Remember, you can get a free trial to either of Tom's newsletters, Market Insights or the Gold Report, through August 10th, even if you've already had a trial subscription previously, by clicking on the front page of TFNN.com. With volatility back in the market, there's no better time to act.